Out in the shop again on this rainy kind of day, trying to get this situated. You can kind of tell what's going on here. Original hood, fiberglass jobber. I did a few things already. I'll start showing you guys. I didn't really want to record it just because it's kind of just boring stuff, just a lot of time-lapse stuff you probably want to watch anyways. So I already got the hood on. I got it aligned the best I could, obviously. Before, you want to put these on, you're going to want to make sure you get it aligned as good as you can, because then once you drill the holes, you can't go this way. So I did that. I got the hood pins already on. Really didn't want to do that, but, fiberglass hoods are not necessarily as strong as a steel hood, and I really didn't want to just have just the center holding it. And I looked through a lot of more expensive hoods than this were website-wise, and a lot of them said that hood pins were required so it didn't, come apart or whatever else. Did that, and then usually this style of hood is a lift-off, so, you can have the cowl be all the way against the windshield. Well, this has to pick up, so I trimmed it a little bit. Needs some sanding work still done. It's trimmed, but it still needs touched up a little bit. So I did on the hood pins is there used to be the little rubber screw jobbers that would align the hood, height-wise, level out, I should say. I just took the hood pins, welded them onto the core support, and before I did, I welded that bottom nut onto the washer itself so that I can just have to lock the top nut down. Can't go anywhere, perfect. Don't look at it too close, welds are pretty ugly. Same thing over here. Weld the nut to the washer, weld to the core support, adjustable, perfect, beautiful. I took off the holder up springs for the hood because, like I said earlier, fiberglass hoods are not nearly as strong as a steel hood. You try to close it, you just square bodied your brand new fiberglass hood. I gotta fix this. I'm not really sure what happened in the molding process. Little spots I gotta kind of blend in a little better, like right on this edge, around the front here. Trying to get it aligned, same thing, push through little body filler. Good enough. A couple spots, real all over the hood, just needs a couple spots need a little light skim of a little bit of Bondo, but it's really not that bad. Now all the jibber jabbering is out of the way, as Taylor Ray would say. I got to get some more wax and grease remover for this. I got to get some oil for my blue truck. I changed the oil in that. Different scenario, obviously. I just need to get it while I'm there, but I need to get some wax proof remover so I can be able to clean this really good, because I want to make sure that the paint turns out good enough. Got the hood swapped. I just sat that on there so I can cover the entire truck. Don't worry about that hood getting overspray on it. So I got this sitting here ready to go. I'm gonna cover that up. Then I'm gonna start fixing all the little problems on this. This shouldn't be too bad. There's only a couple little spots that really need fixed. I've already sanded the whole thing once. I might go over it again maybe, but this isn't gonna be like when I did the bumper where I had to do like 75 coats because it was really messed up. There's only a couple little spots. Turned out pretty good. Don't mind the air compressor draining. It's had a bunch of water in it, so I'm draining it. Turned out pretty good. I mean, most of the stuff's pretty smooth. There was a couple spots, like, that spot and the spot over in the corner over there that were the biggest thing. Most of the stuff was just kind of preference, the way I think it should look and feel. I'm not going for perfection here. It just has to kind of be somewhat smooth. We're gonna go get something to eat. And then when we come back, I'm gonna wipe this down really good, blow it off, clean the floor up. I'm gonna prime this tonight. Next day, I let this dry all night like I did when I did my bumper. I let it dry all night just to make sure it's nice and cured. And when I came out here this morning, I wanted to use a gray Scotch-Brite pad, but I didn't have one, so I just used some 600 grit just to kind of smooth it up. And, you know, in the process, it kind of shined it, which I don't know if I really like or not, but I think it'll be all right. I just wanted to knock it down and make it smooth because it was really rough feeling, and I could see there was lighter and darker spots in the primer. I just wanted to make sure that it was mostly even. So I blew it off. I need to wipe it off one more time. And I papered the corners and the front and the sides, so that I don't get a bunch of overspray like underneath the hood. One more wipe down, and we're gonna start painting this. Well, that's 6 cans of paint, and I think it looks pretty decent. There's a couple of dry spots in it where I ran out of paint, but I think that once I clear it, you probably won't be able to tell very much. But honestly, for spray paint, it doesn't really look that bad. I mean, like I said before, good 10-footer, you know, wow, that looks great, but I still think it'll turn out pretty good once I clear it. It should turn out pretty good once I clear it though. It's been about a week since I painted it, and I wanted to kind of let it sit and cure and do whatever else before I had to do what I'm about to do. So clearly you can see, you know, those don't match. And there was a mix up, and I went to get paint for this. There was 2 different variants of my white for the same paint code. And I went there, took my truck and showed them like, hey, this is what happened. And I said, I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not trying to cause any issue. I just want it fixed. I don't care if I have to pay for it, whatever. I just want the right color. And once they figured out that it was a mess up on their end, they set me straight, gave me 6 cans of paint for free, and here we are. All I gotta do is just scuff this up really quick with some red Scotch-Brite, and I'm just gonna spray it again. They told me to wait about a week before I paint it, just to make sure that it's fully cured. And while I was there, I got some better clear that has a good 4 or 5 inch spray pattern, so I should be able to clear it and not have any tire striping in it, because it kind of does have a little bit of tire striping in it. Yeah, you can kind of see it in the light right there, but I'm just gonna put this back in the corner, cover it back up, peel this hood off. Probably won't get too serious into recording everything, so you guys already seen that. I don't want to overdo the time-lapse stuff, so I might do a little bit just to get the gist of what I'm doing, but mostly just going to be like, you know, one of the snappy transition things where it's like, bam, it's the right color. Well, I went over the whole thing with 400 grit. I started using the Scotch-Brite, but I didn't really like the way it was feeling, and plus it was like way more work to get it to you know, get knocked down a little bit. So I went over the whole thing. And then before I papered it, I got a bunch of overspray because I didn't paper it the first time. So I painted all that stuff on the inside black, painted the backside in here. And actually this time I papered the whole backside too, because the first time I didn't do it and there was a bunch of overspray over it. So I touched that stuff up with some black, and then I papered it a lot better this time. Wiped it off with some alcohol and a microfiber, and I went over just now with a tack rag. As long as this fly doesn't land in it that's in here roaming around somewhere, we should be all right. Well, this arguably turned out better this time than it did the first time. I mean, obviously it's actually the right color, so that helps. But I was figuring that with having a good, close enough white base, it was gonna shine up really quick, and it pretty much did. I mean, this is 5.5 cans, no clear. I don't even know if I'm gonna clear it because it looks so good, and I'm worried about it, you know, getting some tiger striping in it. But if I clear it, it'll be tomorrow. I'm gonna wait a full 24 hours just to make sure that it fully flashes and dries off before I do it, and then I'll make my decision tomorrow. But I might not even clear it. All right, I got the hood on. You can see, doesn't look really that bad. Color isn't exactly perfect, but it's like significantly better than like basically the color of that car cover, what it was before. But I got it on, it's fitted, good enough. Glad to be finally done with this whole game of charades trying to get this hood to match. So I went around the whole truck, clay barred it, and ceramic coated the whole thing. So now it is ready for, you know, I guess the season paint wise. I still have a few other things I still want to do before it's race ready. But now that the hood's done, I can finally finish out this video. It's been a lot of work. It's been about at least 3 weeks of work on and off, mostly this weekend when I get a chance to do it. So I'd appreciate it if you'd at least like and comment on this video, and thanks for watching.